Hello everybody and welcome back to the video on my YouTube channel. I'm Nicholas and today we are continuing my holidays with EXO special. Yesterday we dived into EXO's first winter special album Miracles in December, and today we are continuing to do so with their second special winter album Sing For You, and we're kicking things off with the first of 4 B-sides for us to check out and enjoy today. Unfair. And unfair is actually a very good word because it's honestly unfair how good EXO is. That album yesterday was such a perfect Christmas album, and I was unfortunately not able to play the Christmas songs in there after all down during Christmas dinner, but yeah, either way I had a lot of fun listening to them afterwards over the day. And yeah, I hope first of all that all of you had a great Christmas Eve and now have a great Christmas Day, or for those of you who are not celebrating, just enjoy the holidays and the time off, or just the season in general. And yeah, let's just dive into this together again. This now released back on December 10th, 2015, so 2 years after Miracles in December. You know, that was a time span where they had 3 years in a row with the Christmas winter special albums, and then all the military stuff came in, so they then have not released one, sadly. Hopefully we'll be getting another one in the future, but for now we are diving, like mentioned, into the second special winter album, Sing For You. And Sing For You was a very special song, a very special music video, so I'm intrigued to see how that atmosphere and visual of that song and music video will transfer now over into the album. We had like a somewhat space theme, as you can see here already, with the whale and everything too, so intrigued to see where the sound is going. Maybe a bit more spacey than that much Christmas. You know, the Miracles in December album had 3 very much Christmas holiday songs, and 2 that could have worked in other albums as well, so let's see where these songs are going. Sing For You was a beautiful ballad. Now we're going to see how these B-sides will be like. Let's dive into it. First of 4 B-sides of their second special winter album, Sing For You, EXO, Unfair. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, and this was now also where already the 3 Chinese members had left, and we're now here with OT9 for this album going forward. Let's enjoy it. Let's go. Oh, that's already huge switch up. The first few seconds already. Oh. Actually, that synth do be having slight holiday feelings in it. It's such a different tempo. Kyung-soo's vocals. Chanyeol. Chanyeol Kai is such a great duo back to back. I love their flow. Oh. Shen vocals. EO is so much over this. Ah, his voice. Taken. Very layered. Lot going on. So. Shinhoo. The flow in this. This is such a great tempo. I love again how we have one harmony moment here. Into one member. Lovely dynamic. Oh, the lovely humming for the bridge. Play. Oh, the background vocals just keep going. Jimin. The layers in EXO's choruses are I mean, just look at how many colors we have going on here. Ah, what a chorus! And then Kyung-soo, like mentioned, his voice, it just has such a great vocal tone, man. Okay, EXO Unfair. Oh my, that's such a lovely 3-minute song. You know, I always talk about lengths of songs. You know, this song felt very complete in this on-point 3-minute song. It's such a great length for music in general. And EXO's Unfair is, from the tempo, kind of actually reminding me of I think it was The Star that came in after Christmas Day with such a big tempo switch up. Far away, obviously, sound-wise. And yeah, this definitely does still carry the Christmas verse a little bit. Like the synth we had going there, or like the keyboard, definitely still had a bit of that bright holiday sound, but you only if you really want to feel it like that. Otherwise, the song definitely worked outside of that time frame as well. And I think this song absolutely perfectly captures what EXO stands for. You know, they're majority singers with still great flow and great harmonies and great layers in both the vocals and the sound. And here we had, like mentioned, this continuous synth / keyboard going on. We had a great tempo throughout the entire thing. The dynamic was once again on point. I really enjoyed how the song was written and produced. And the chorus, again, they do that quite a lot, where they first have a harmonizing bit with every member and voice involved into just 1 or 2 voices to continue the rest. Like we always had here, the opening bit of the chorus kick off with a grooving. I know it's unfair, and then da 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 da. I know it's unfair. Na 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 na. Great dynamic, great top line, great melody. Once again, just like mentioned, this full flourishing feeling to it. We have so many harmonies in it because, as we can see here too, we got 3 colors going on. We have the harmonies with everybody singing. We have a background vocal going on that also continues into another member singing as well. The layers in the choruses are always just so rewarding to listen to on headphones, because there are so many little details and so many little vocals and hidden notes and everything that you may miss without headphones, which always makes me happy that I got these studio headphones. EXO songs really reward that type of investment. So many great little details in there. Definitely the type of song you can enjoy outside of Christmas, like Ninja 2. Lovely dynamic, lovely tempo. The flow was great. I mentioned it in between. Chanyeol has such a standout voice in my opinion, because not only is it very deep, but when he then flows a little bit, besides the rest of the song being more on the vocal focused side, then it just stands out that way, you know? And first Chanyeol into Kai, and then Chanyeol into Sehun from the flow standpoint, or Sehun into Kai. That works so freaking well, and it just adds a lot to the verses, you know? EXO songs aren't just always fit into the choruses, even though they obviously have a lot of impact and have the, you know, the big key moment, but the verses still feel enjoyable. The verses don't feel just like an afterthought. That's what I really enjoy about EXO songs. And yeah, EXO's Unfair. What a great way to continue this album. Like mentioned, Say For You was a slowly guitar bass lot to kick off the album. Now we continue that album with a very fast pace, even though not really fast, but you know, just a very good medium R&B tempo to continue us. EXO's Unfair, lovely song, lovely dynamic, absolutely love the chorus with a lot of VO over this. His voice is just always on point. Chanyeol's front were awesome as well. Had a lot of fun with it, enjoyed it a lot. We moved on to the second B-side / third song of the album, which is Girl X Friend, which somehow reminds me title-wise of G-Friend. Shame that they had to disband. I only watched 1 song from it as well, but that was freaking awesome. So, but anyways, EXO, Girl X Friend. Let's dive into it. What melody now again? Okay, I already see though, the lyric videos are still not as we know them nowadays, so these are a bit overthrown. Oh! Chanyeol immediately back at it. Chanyeol into Kai, it's just... Again, now with more classical piano, driven medium R&B song. Oh, the piano's lovely. And vocals, can't wait to dive into more of his albums. Oh, that's a very different dynamic now compared to the previous song. With a bit more flow and without the harmonies. Oh. Second chorus basically here. So much channel here. Again, the channel Kai combo is just These lovely little piano springs there in that melody are just oh, that D.O. and Bacon chorus is just the second outro bit basically then, or like a second half for the chorus is also the background harmonies again on the groovy string too. It just keeps going with his high notes. Oh, that was great. The way he built up that high note and hold that note there was, and it just keeps vocalizing in the background. He just keeps going. Now we have the harmonies. Oh, that's so cool. And now we also repeat it. Oh, that song has such a great construction. Okay, this song is on a production standpoint, yet again, simply amazing. For so many little things, for so many little details. Because one thing that I absolutely loved, again, is that we continue the aura of the previous song. So I'm expecting now the song after that to go a bit more slow, because now both Unfair and Goldie's Friend were more medium-paced R&B songs. You know, with the somewhat cruising spirit in there, but definitely still type of songs that you could listen to outside of that. You know, that's something I always want to analyze for myself, if these other type of albums that work outside of winter, even though, you know, they're a winter special album, so they're obviously indicated for the time frame, but I think both this and Unfair definitely work outside of that holiday season. But Girlie's Friend, yeah, also a very great pace R&B song, has a lovely key. Like the tone and environment they're in, delivering there with the vocals is very comfortable yet again, is very enjoyable and just really calming and soothing on the soul. But what I really liked about this is the way the song progressed and the way we switch up the distribution here and everything. Because like I mentioned, we had the fuller first bit of the chorus and then the second part, which is only done once. You know, we have like one lengthy bit, we repeat that in the first time, then we do that second part, or like second chorus version, do that only once. You know, which is something you usually don't do, because people will expect it to go a second time again, just like for the first half of the chorus. They intentionally didn't do that because they wanted to use that bit then as a two, use it twice, then for the end, to make it feel more special there, you know, to give it that more flourishing finale feeling. You know, you listen to it a bit once in the middle, sounds great, and then at the end, as a rewarding finish to the song, basically, it happens twice. And that is obviously a very rewarding and flourishing feeling, which I always mention. And EXO really knows how to close out their songs. I've mentioned it during my first catching up on EXO video, which blew up so hard with over 30,000 views. EXO's Monsters still remains one of the best finishes to a K-pop song I can remember. The way they built up that ending there, and that rap bridge, and the final chorus, and that outro bit there, absolute perfection. And EXO carries over that energy performing already, and just showcases how good they are in finishing their songs. The finishes in their songs just feel so rewarding and make the already very enjoyable first and second half of the song even better, because you listen to that, it's enjoyable, but you know the best is yet to come, and that's just a very good trait and a thing to have and do. Obviously though, yet again, not only, like mentioned, all the vocals were on point, we had again a lot of channel into K-flow in there, which I really enjoy. Like mentioned, Channel's such a great voice, and I like how its darker tone really is a good what's the word, contrast to, like mentioned, the more bright winter sound. That bacon high note obviously there at the end was that was so good. We continue the bridge over, we have the harmonies going on. We have a bit more coming now. Counter picture, groovy guitar in there, and then bacon. We already feel the anticipation. And he continues the vocals going on in the background. And the background vocals again going wild. It's and now we're doing that second bit, not once but twice. It ended here now within the middle of the song, but now we're doing it again. And now also with harmonies from everybody instead of just one member doing it too. What an ending, what a flourishing finale. What a finish to this song. Like mentioned, it's already so enjoyable with yet again great flow in the verses, great vocals as well, a very full chorus with two halves, basically with the second half being a bit shorter than the first, specifically down to then do it just as long as the first half. In the end, where we then switch over to group harmonies rather than just one member doing it. All that after this great bacon high note of the incredible bridge. I can just continuously applaud EXO's finales to these songs. They really know how to make these songs finishes rewarding and something that sticks with you. Girlix Friend, lovely song, yet from the tempo again, absolutely my thing, medium tempo R&B song, lovely. Great energy, great sound, lovely vocals, great key included as well. Very enjoyable album thus far. We're now through with the half of it after a very beautiful ballad, a very slow paced ballad too. Now two medium R&B pace winter songs that just absolutely hit my notes. Lovely album, been very enjoyable. We're moving over on to now the fourth song overall, the third B-side, On the Snow, which I now expect to be probably a bit more ballady again, a bit slower now too, because I mentioned after very slow, the two medium pace slash. I wouldn't really call it fast, but just good tempo and good bass and drums and everything. We're continuing, and I'm expecting a ballad. EXO, Snow. Baby. Ooh, yeah. Actually, it did snow overnight, so that's lovely. We got a white Christmas after all this year. First time in 5 years or so. Oh. Alright man, we continue. A good tempo, definitely a bit slower now, a bit more chill. Lovely pre-chorus. Generally the previous two songs pre-choruses were very smooth transitions. This definitely stands out a bit more. Oh. The trumpets sound really great in the background. Zaty to Bacon is also just this vocal trio. I like how there's actually now a spike in the song this time. You know, it's not just linear, but with more smooth vocals. I like how this time there really is a big difference in verse, chorus, and pre-chorus sound. Just now, for the pre-chorus we go a bit more brighter, a bit more calmer, before we then full on flourishing, loud vocals, back with the humming. The trumpets really add a lot too. It's such an, wouldn't say unusual element, but just works really well for the sound. Smooth transition to the bridge. No piano back at it. I love this bass and drum set so much. In all three songs. The tempo is so good.
You give me yours, I give you mine.
Back with the harmonies and with the additional ad-libs and vocals, they're choruses. The vocalry is obviously shining so much in this, man. What a lovely outro. Oh, they just keep doing it, man. They just keep doing it. And I was wrong. Wasn't a slow ballad now as I anticipated, because I already saw that the fifth song I think may be far away from for the album sound in general, but I think more of a bonus track because it is a bonus track. But either way, EXO on the Snow actually continues the spirit and idea of the previous two songs. So after, like I mentioned, a very slow ballad with a very empty instrumental with slowly guitar to give the spotlight to the vocalists, we now have a trio in a row that is a medium pace R&B winter song with some Christmas elements in there, but like mentioned, I think work outside of the holiday season as well. And here you can definitely say that there is a more distinguished production, because like mentioned in previous songs, the transitions between the key elements, so verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and so on, was definitely more subtle. Here definitely it feels more clean cut off. I always mention it, you either do the transition smoothly, depending on what type of sound you want to go for, and it definitely worked well for these medium R&B songs. Here now we, like mentioned, go from a very good tempo yet again, but this time a bit slower actually, with the delivery also a bit softer, I'd say, in the verses, to then rounding out a bit of the heavier elements, go for a more brighter, calmer, somewhat brighter sound in general in the vocal department too for the pre-chorus, before we then go back up into a very loud, flourishing chorus. A lot going on yet again, so many little sound elements you can pinpoint out on good headphones. We got trumpets going on, which obviously have a very loud effect to them, even though they were more in the background than really prominent in the foreground, because trumpets will always stick out. You don't need them to be the loudest sound element in the mixing. Sounded great with yet again a very full chorus. Like mentioned, EXO just does such lengthy choruses, which is actually funny given that Love Shot is the biggest hit to date, and Love Shot is actually so far away from what EXO actually does, because from all the other EXO songs as far as I've seen, EXO usually is really more of a very full chorus group. So seeing that Love Shot, which was literally just na 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 na, oh, it's a love shot, actually quite funny that became the biggest hit, because usually the choruses are very full, lots of lyrics, wonderfully sung. Now here especially we had a lot of focus again on the vocal trio of Bacon, Chen, and D.O. Sounded fantastic. The verses again do not feel like an afterthought. They are very enjoyable, which they always will be in my opinion, due to the medium-paced R&B that just always works for me, in my opinion, and makes for such an enjoyable listening experience, because again, this is exactly my vibe, the tempo is great, the vocals are on point, obviously, it just doesn't feel empty or so. It's just a type of sound that I can just really vibe to, that's just really enjoyable. Obviously the vocals are the foreground nonetheless, but the bass and drum set just adds so much, and it really make this experience such a dynamic one. And again here, the bridge was also lovely. That little English line from Jihoon. And then again going to this like very flourishing sound. The final chorus again had more extra ad-libs, more extra vocals, more extra humming in the background as well. I'm gonna be yet again rewarding to listen to this with good headphones to really get all of that straight away. And yeah, EXO's On the Snow, another great paced song, great dynamic, lovely vocals, just a great production yet again with more clear-cut key sectors where we really had some big sound difference from medium to rather bright and tiny to then very loud and flourishing for the chorus. EXO's On the Snow, yet again, great song, great dynamic, absolutely lovely. Album has been insanely enjoyable. We move on to the bonus track of the album. At least that's what the track list said, because here it says bonus track. So technically it's maybe just 4 songs. I mean, generally it's written down here as 10 songs because, funny enough, back then they stopped doing the EXO-K, EXO-M thing, but still added the Chinese versions onto the same album, which I guess is okay, but you know, I will just mute those because actually, never mind. Yeah, you know me. I only listen to one language version of a song. You know, I will never listen to a Japanese and Chinese or whatnot version of the same song. It will never happen. I can always only just listen to one song, so probably shouldn't have added that into that album straight away because which is muted. But either way, Lightsaber, considered as a bonus track on this. I know it has a half MV2, but that isn't the full feed, so we just dive into the audio. And given this was released on December 10th, 2015, this is very clearly a collaboration with Star Wars. Star Wars, The Force Awakens came out that year. I think actually just a few days after that, or a few days before that, I'm not sure, but I do remember going into that. Actually enjoyed the trilogy. You know, many people dislike it, but I'm actually a fan of Rey, and funnily enough, I actually got a Rey poster there as well. How many posters do I have? Like, here's one with Rey. I generally have some movie and video game statues and whatnot. But yeah, I got a Rey statue and a poster as well. So big fan of the trilogy. I'm a fan of that Star Wars era, in my opinion. So it's good to see what we got now going here for this. Is this going to be a winter type of song, or like mentioned, given it's a bonus track, now actually going to be in a more Star Wars related sound? Not sure, but let's dive into it. Final song of EXO's second special winter album, Sing For You, Lightsaber. Let's dive into it. Okay. Oh yeah. That is definitely not your typical Christmas song, winter song. Freaking Darth Vader breathing for the opening sounds. Oh, that's such a very different energy. Way more club and EDM driven now. Very bang and bass. Already here to build up for the big drop. Ooh. Okay. Definitely a club song, but just generally way more EDM focused song after the previous songs were more focused on Christmas sound or just holiday sound in Mukkai's instruments. But okay, enjoyable, but obviously, you know, nothing too crazy for me. I've heard these type of sounds in songs hundreds of times, but vocals. Ah, not some piano. Oh, this bit now is really lovely. Daniel! I'll bring it to my side. Smart line. The EXO side. Ooh! That was a sick channel. Well, I'm actually surprised. They skipped the pre-chorus and the drop and just dived into the second part of the chorus. Okay. Okay, I guess I want to make the final drop be bigger that way. And shoot, it's sounding great. Bass beat chicken. Then again. Oh, okay. We actually skipped the empty drop part of the chorus. Only have it for the first part. And after that, we go straight into the more lyrical part. I mean, it's obviously hype. It's obviously hype. When you have the type of bass, you just can't not whip yourself to it. I mean, come on. Okay. Lightsaber is a very fun bonus track. Like mentioned, it's obviously far away from being a fitting winter song, but this song obviously hits. This song is obviously boom with bangers. Obviously a club song. The tempo, the energy, the chorus drop and everything. It's obviously so far away from the previous songs on this album, and I'd say what EXO, at least from what I've heard thus far, did in general, like mentioned, Last Shot, or Obsession? I think Obsession also went in some way into that direction, but usually EXO really stands more for the very full sounding songs and choruses, especially this now, like mentioned, a straight up club dance party song, you know? Totally fine to me. Like mentioned though, it's a double sound that obviously is hard to really blow me away, you know. Before I, generally as a teenager, I listened to a lot of electronic music and a lot of dance sound and whatnot, so I feel a lot of these type of songs, so it would take a lot to really blow my mind with something like that, but it does not take away it being very enjoyable, and especially those bits in between where they then put in the vocals with this very, I wouldn't say open, but like, something about this type of sounds and instrumentals obviously still has something very spacey to it, or just where they really harmonize well with vocals. You know, these more brighter EDM sounds, you know, they weren't really gritty or dark or heavy. It was a more brighter and playful EDM sound. That in combination with EXO's vocals is obviously fantastic. You know, like mentioned, the vocal trio with the more somewhat darker voices obviously works very well always with that, but like mentioned, the lines behind that, the sub vocalist and lead vocalist and so on, also always add such a lot with their more medium and calming voices. So that picture really I really dig that, you know, the more playful, bright EDM sound with EXO's vocal colors. Lovely. Then I mentioned that Chen-Dio bit after the first chorus, which was absolutely fantastic. I mentioned that was really where this vocal combination can shine with this type of sound. Like mentioned, thought it was really interesting how each drop felt so different. Like mentioned, the first drop was very, very heavily built up, a more empty first drop bit with basically no lyrics, and then the second bit for the lyrics, which you usually do for these type of drops. But then we totally put that first part away and immediately jumped to the second one for the second and third drop, which is interesting. You know, they didn't want to drag the song. I guess they really want to keep it at around 3 minutes. Makes sense then. But what definitely stood out to me was definitely the highlight of the song for me was that channel flow. That thing was freaking sick. Like mentioned, that Chen-Dio bit here after the first chorus was incredible. But then here, you know, more dreamy, bright, playful EDM sounds. That Chen-Dio bit sounds so great. Then Chanyeol, man. Woo! And that, like mentioned, wasn't a bridge, even though that would have worked perfectly as a bridge, but it was actually the second verse, and we actually imagine this would have been a bridge, and Chanyeol's rap sequence gets, like, already in the background, we hear Bacon going for a high note, and then Chanyeol's rap concludes into a Bacon high note into the final chorus drop. That would have been sick. Like mentioned, where after Chanyeol's rap finishes, we hear the Bacon high note slowly with his power, and then, well, like, he go... I'm always so, when I hear these type of songs, I always imagine like what I maybe would have done differently or so on, but this would have been such a perfect bridge bit. Chen-Dio, vocal showcase, Chanyeol heavy rap sequence like we had it for Monster, and then we hear Bacon already adding the vocals, and then Chanyeol rap finishes and Bacon goes for the high notes, only his voice going on, and then As the drop comes in, he keeps that note and goes even higher in the key, and boom. That would have been freaking insane. But it was nonetheless the way we had it. But oh my god, that would have been so freaking cool. But whatever, that's just me getting the little producer thing out of me where I'm already like, oh my god, I would have wanted to try that out that way, but whatever. Lightsaber, like mentioned, a amazing bonus track. Like mentioned, it's obviously very far away from being fitting for a winter album, but like it literally says bonus track on Spotify, so like mentioned, it is just a bonus to the winter theme. It was done due to the Force Awakens stuff going on back then, which by the way is pretty damn cool that Star Wars / Disney already did such K-pop collaborations back then 6 years ago. That's pretty damn cool. And this definitely is a song that works at any time of the year. You know, that's such a club party song that you can listen to at any time of the year. It's enjoyable. It's like mentioned, still obviously far away from being mind-blowing to me because of just these type of songs hundreds of times, but the sound still harmonizes so well with the vocals together. I like mentioned, really like them on this more bright EDM sound. And I mentioned the chorus still goes hype. The Chanyo flow bit is freaking insane, sounds freaking hard. Great song nonetheless. And that, concludes EXO's second special winter album. After a very slow guitar-driven ballad, we had 3 medium-paced R&B songs that definitely carry over the winter / holiday spirit, but I think can still be listenable to besides that month. And Lightsaber, like mentioned, as bonus track, as heavy party song, also works really well. All songs around a good 3-minute mark, even though I think Sing For You actually went into the more 4-minute mark. Don't let me lie. Actually, I just noticed though. Okay, that's actually interesting. I just saw Sing For You actually comes after Unfair. So we kick off with medium R&B, into the ballad, then 2 more medium R&B songs, and then the bonus track. That's actually interesting. I thought we do ballad opening, then the 3 somewhat similar ideas behind a roll, but obviously all 3 songs did sound very different from one another due to the sound elements they had included there, but the tempo and everything was still a very similar approach. And then, like mentioned, the bonus track as outro. Intriguing that they put a very slow ballad as second actually after that. Maybe they didn't want to have like, you know, all 3 of these songs in a row, but whatever. Great album yet again. Great sound, great variety yet again. Like mentioned, we have a party track, 3 medium R&B songs with great energy and tempo. Like mentioned, there's 1 ballad. Vocal showcase was obviously there. Chanyeol definitely, I wouldn't say entirely stole the show, but his flow, and especially now the verse in Lightsaber, was freaking fire. I really enjoyed it a lot. Everyone shined though. This was not like mentioned with the OT9 dynamic. I think now my first OT9 album. I think so. You know, other songs always had like less members or 6 members or like switched around or so this was on my first full OT9 experience, I think, which we have it nowadays, and I think many people still consider this now the actual EXO, because like mentioned, I read a lot of controversy about some of the other members are like that was just so far in the beginning that this is now the EXO that people know nowadays, because that are still an EXO member. So this was my first taste / experience of a EXO OT9 album, and it was insanely enjoyable. I had a lot of fun with it. I enjoyed it a lot, and I hope you enjoyed my reaction. If you did, gladly leave a like down below to show me that you did. What are your thoughts on EXO's second special winter album, Sing For You? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? What is your favorite song you heard about and everything? Tell me all about it down below in the comments as well. And as always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, if you want to support me, you can gladly leave a sub as well, or support me on Patreon. It would help me a lot. Yeah, the holidays with EXO will obviously continue tomorrow. There we will be checking out EXO's third special winter album, which is For Life. Which, actually, did they have no album release? No, they had an album release in 2016. Never mind. But yeah, the year after we had the For Life winter special album, there we will be then diving into Falling For You, What I Want For Christmas 24, and Winter Heart. So that's coming up tomorrow, and then we will be doing Universe on Monday. So look forward to these EXO album rates coming away too. Dio's album, like mentioned, is still going. The copyright issue, but that will come lately next month definitely, so look forward to that as well. And otherwise, all the other K-pop content I have prepared for you. So for whatever content you may be interested in, for whatever content you may want to in for, obviously again soon on this channel. Stay safe, having happy, have a great time, have a great weekend, great holidays, a great Christmas season, and see you again tomorrow with Holidays with EXO, continuing with the third special winter album For Life. Thanks for watching.